guys, welcome to the Hotkeys podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe. No. Hello and welcome to the Hotkeys podcast. Your host for pop culture and everything random in the world. I'm your host, Will, and today I'm joined by
Landon Browning.
What are you laughing at,
And
dude? What are you
David
laughing
Parker.
at?
Nothing.
Say it. Is it because I said host twice again?
I think it's because you said host twice. That's why I laughed.
Welcome. Okay. All right, we're restarting.
Your host role.
I don't know. Okay. All right, we're restarting. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Dude, do I need to host?
No.
All
I got
right,
it,
Landon, take us away.
Hello and welcome to the Hotkeys podcast. It's an interesting week on the Hotkeys podcast. There's just three of us, isn't there? Right? Just me,
Landon Browning.
And David Parker.
yeah, and Wil Dobratz, your host for today. What's today? Today's the 28th of December. Why are you guys laughing?
You're funny, Will.
I decided to go with something a little more, different. Not the typical tagline, but
Hey, that's totally fine.
yeah, gets tiring hearing the same tagline every single intro. So just thought I'd mix it up, but instead I look over at Landon and he's like he's not even making eye contact. He's just like looking down, like trying to keep it in. My goodness. All right, Landon, go ahead. Try your best intro. Go ahead and host. You don't like hosting, so go ahead and host.
Hello and welcome to the Hotkeys podcast, your place for all pop culture and random facts in the world. I'm your host today, Landon Browning. Joining me is
Wil Dobratz.
And David Parker.
Hey guys, it's the December 28th, 2023. Year's almost over. How you guys doing? You guys have a Merry Christmas?
Yeah, I think so.
You
Yeah,
think so?
I
hard.
think so.
You either did or you didn't.
I did.
I'd
You were
say
either merry or you weren't.
I spent it with
like
the
I said last-
Carbones and played board
Dude.
games and ate food. So it was a very
That
Merry
sounds
Christmas.
like your perfect Christmas.
Did you tell Uncle Sean I said hi? That I said Merry Christmas?
I told him, because you and Colby were in that conversation, I told him that Colby and Landon said Merry Christmas, and I am not lying when I said, or when I'm saying that he said, I'm saying Merry Christmas back, but only to Colby. That 100% happened.
Classic Uncle Sean. We have this back and forth,
Oh, will they? Won't they?
What?
There's much more back than there is forth, but
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got to spend it with them.
yeah, it was
'cause,
nice. It was fun.
Yeah, they're a fun crowd.
We played Power Grid. Have you guys played that?
I feel I maybe have.
It's where you get
Can you
power
remind me?
plants, and then you power your cities with trash or uranium, oil, or ore, and then you spread out across the U.S.
I have not played
It's like
that.
a network building game. It
That
kind of
sounds
feels like
fun.
Ticket to Ride, but I think it's more fun.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I don't know. I've always thought the railroad pretty entertaining.
I played a railroad game also over Christmas weekend, but it was
Was that
like
the one you were rambling about?
I was not rambling.
You were rambling. You're like, from Chattanooga to Burbank, or it's like, what are you talking about? You're like, oh, I'm playing this train game by myself. Like,
Yeah, I played this train game by myself. I controlled 4 different players basically. But the way the game is that
it doesn't sound like you had a Merry Christmas.
no, it was a very Merry
I controlled
Christmas.
4 trains by myself.
But the way the game is it's a game where you can easily control 4 people because there's not a lot of important decisions to make in the game, or at least I don't think so. It's not like a war game. I feel like you can't control 2 different sides because you're trying to strategize against other people. And if you're doing that, I don't think I could play Axis and Allies by myself because I couldn't control one team without trying to undermine and use subterfuge against
I can't
another
think
team.
of a bigger cry for help than this.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I looked at Landon when you said, "I don't think I could play Axis and Allies by yourself," and we locked eyes for a split second.
you thought about it. You
because
thought about
you
it.
guys could play it by yourself, right?
No,
Right?
no.
I wouldn't even play with
I don't
other
think
people.
anybody in the right mind could play it by themselves.
There's somebody that does though.
Oh, there's many people that do, but I'm saying I don't think I could.
Well, I just don't think it has the same kind of value, right? As a game where you're like you said, deception and subterfuge. It's what's that famous quote? All Sun Tzu, I think.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
No, I think that's
Exactly.
I think that's The Shining, but it was all war is based on deception, something like that.
Hey,
So
you know more than I do.
How are you gonna how are you going to play a strategy game when you can't really deceive yourself?
I mean,
you know?
there are some strategy games you can, and like I was saying, the game that I played is called Rail Baron. I think you could easily control multiple people, which
But can
I
you
think is
deceive-
maybe
is
like it depends on the type of game, of course, but like if you can control multiple people in a strategy game, like I think that's a knock against it.
Oh,
That's my
so you're hating
opinion.
on Rail Baron.
no, I actually agree with you.
Sort of in a way.
Well, like it just means that you don't have to think too deeply about what you think your opponent is going to do
Correct.
and what you should try to plan ahead for.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying
Because-
about like
Yeah,
with Axis and Allies, like there's too many elements that like you're trying to prepare for what someone else might do, but if you're controlling both teams, you know what the other team is going to do, so you can't prepare against it. And in Rail Baron, your destinations and stuff are determined by dice rolls, so you don't really even choose where you go. The biggest choices you have essentially is what rail line do I want to purchase when I get the chance to purchase something, and that's
so it's all luck basically.
no, it's not all luck. But thus many of the elements are random. Once you know certain things, like know where your destination is, there are lots of decisions you have in how you get there and how you want to go about it. What lines you purchase, which is kind of like the biggest like decision in the game, and that you have full control over. But it doesn't like affect how the other person takes their turn for the most part. I still had fun though. Like it was
I like
a fun
trains.
experience. So
There was a computer game I played as a small child, and I can't. It's like in the very like the recesses of my mind, I can like barely picture it. Like it was a game I got from the library, and I think you were playing like it was like a top-down, like it was like kind of like a puzzle type game with trains, but it was from the perspective like you were in like a kid's room, like you were like the kid playing with the trains, but like it was like a series of levels with puzzles.
oh, weird.
And it was really fun. I remember loving it as a kid. And it was fun because it was a game I got it from the library, but like some games back then on disc, like I was able to like download it onto my computer from the disc
Yeah.
and then be able to play without it. So it was like I got like a free game from the library. I played it so much I can't remember.
I mean,
should
it
really
wasn't
try to
like
figure out what it
it
was.
wasn't like a Railroad Tycoon game. I'm assuming, right?
No, it was like I believe they were like toy trains because like I think the the quote unquote like plot of the game was like your like sister was like trying to destroy your train sets or whatever. So like you were fighting against like your annoying older sister or something in the game, like to try to like make cooler train sets or something. I don't remember what it was called though. It's like driving me crazy now that I'm thinking about it. I haven't thought about this game in probably 10 years.
Is it Ticket to Ride?
No. I wanna try to find it. Maybe I'll try to find it.
You
Oh.
can try to find it really quick. I do, Dave. I got a game for Christmas that is 1 to 4 players. I've never had a board game that you can play by yourself, but I really want to learn it. It's called Dune Imperium.
Oh, you got Dune Imperium?
I got Dune Imperium.
We
yeah.
talked about it like a couple days before Christmas, right? And you were saying,
Yeah,
"Oh, I
yeah.
wanted to
I was
ask
like,
for it,
"Ugh."
but it's too close to Christmas."
It's
and-
too close, and so yeah, I think my mom got it for me, and she came up clutch. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to learning how to play it. I'm bummed it's only 4 players because sometimes when you have a
But those aren't
like
the
a
kind of
large group of
games you
people.
want to play with a lot of people. Like
yeah,
I found-
yeah.
I found that they're like if you have a certain amount of people, like there's certain games you just don't even want to like really touch, and that's fine. And the games that are like Dune Imperium or like heavier games, they're I think better suited generally for less people, or at least less people that are going to be fully invested in the experience. And that's something that has taken me like 20 years to learn with teaching board games to people and playing board games with
'cause
people.
You want your friends to enjoy what you enjoy, right? I get it. So, but sometimes you're right. The less people, the better.
I mean, for certain games, I'm saying.
Oh, for certain games. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you find it yet, Landon?
Oh, I'll have to find it. It's gonna.
If you
I think
know
it's
what
gonna
it
take-
is, write in and tell us because
There's no way. Like this.
I
is
mean
such
we
an
can probably
obscure-
figure it out at some point. So like it's
We
possible.
can find it, but sorry. Like now, I gotta stop thinking about it, or it's gonna like drive me to insanity.
Have you
Gotcha.
opened the game yet? Will like look at the rules or the
Yeah, I've
the
read a little
components?
bit of the instructions. I still don't quite understand. I've looked at the components and kind of seen a couple things. I still have no clue what it's even like. I'll have to read through the rules completely front to back. But I still have. I think I'm gonna play it this weekend with my dad to try to figure out a good game flow and see what's
I've never
see how it
played.
works.
I do know it's a very highly regarded game. It is number
Yes.
7 overall on Board Game Geek. So
Wow,
What?
that's
the number 7. What's number 1?
number 1 right now. I think is
Scrabble.
Gloomhaven. Let me double
Where's
check.
Scrabble? Where's Scrabble?
Oh no, it's Brass Lancaster. Brass Birmingham is number 1.
Brass Birmingham.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's like a network building game. I actually have not played that, but I asked for that for Christmas, but I haven't opened my presents yet, so I will have to wait until.
Where is Scrabble?
Oh gosh, Scrabble is gonna be, I don't know, so low.
Where is it?
I'm trying to think the highest game on the list that Landon may have played.
Race for the Galaxy?
Race the Galaxy is gonna be pretty high. Let's see.
Perhaps Sorry, or maybe Aggravation.
Bear with me. I will cut out the silences.
What
Have you played
about,
Puerto Rico?
No, I don't mess around with other countries.
Puerto Rico is not another country.
Whatever. What is it again? Is it a province?
It's a territory of the United States.
Territory. Yeah.
Power Grid's number 60 if you guys have played Power Grid. So
I haven't. No. Where is the Game of Thrones board game?
Oh, Race for the Galaxy number 76. There you go.
Where is the Game of Thrones board game?
It's fairly high actually. If I remember correctly. I
don't
know.
For our listeners out there, I am undefeated.
1-0, by the way.
1-0.
It is number. Oh, it's not as high as I thought. It's 196.
Oh, that's pretty low.
Where is Candyland?
There's Arkham Horror, the card game. That's like 40 something.
Yeah, the rest of this episode we're just going to be listing games and where they're rated on Board Game Geek.
Hey,
I would like to play Arkham Horror. I don't think I ever got to play that actually.
Oh, it's so much fun. That's like one of my favorite games to play with Dave.
Yeah,
it's a co-op game.
I can try to bring it.
I would like to play.
I can try to bring it, and next time I come, and then we can try to play it. It is a long game though. I know that you have issues with longer games. So
no, I don't. That's a lie.
Okay.
Nobody loves long board games as much as me. I think I would like it more as a co-op game, and if perhaps there was maybe like a television program also on,
so you can not pay attention. And
yeah,
doom the team to hell.
Yes.
Bree and I play a fair amount of co-op games. We play Codenames quite a bit. Codenames Duet.
Ah, gotcha.
That's a cooperative game. Pandemic. Have you guys played Pandemic?
Chess? Do you play chess?
Pandemic's really fun. I love Pandemic.
Where's chess on the range?
I do not know.
All right.
It should be number 1. Stop. So you haven't opened your Christmas presents yet. So you're unranked in Christmas present rankings.
Correct, yes.
I got some pretty good stuff this year. Aubrey got me like a lot of cool things. Got a couple cool Lego sets, like a Lego Porsche 911 and a Lego Supra. And then I got she got me like a Polaroid camera, which I thought was pretty cool. And then some Moscow Mule glasses, or I guess mugs, and smartwatch. I got a smartwatch and a few other cool things. Like
dude, what didn't you get for Christmas? Dang.
I got like an organizer to like put on my nightstand to like organize my phones and like my different like charging cables and stuff. I got some candy. I got some hot sauce. She got me a bunch of stuff.
Did she win Christmas like in the giving department?
Yeah, I've always said winning Christmas is based mostly on what you give other people, and then it's based slightly on what
she
you
was
get.
the better giver. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I think she gave better gifts than I did.
What'd you get her?
I did pretty good. I got her a there's this like it was like a 24 pack of like half bottles of wine from Costco, like from around the world. So it's like
a variety pack.
Yes, yeah, like it's like this
Shasta brand wine.
No, I think it's all pretty good stuff. Like I got her that. I got her that Lego helicopter.
Oh yeah, you showed me. Cool. You showed me that. That was really cool.
That one's gonna be sweet. And then I got her a variety pack of like she likes hot sauce also, so I got her this like 20 pack, or maybe it was like 16 pack of different hot sauces of like varying like flavors and like spice levels.
I love hot sauce.
And then and
it
then
goes on so many. So it goes on so much food. It's so versatile. So good.
So, and I thought it was kind of cute that we both got each other. We both like unknowingly got each other. We both really like Fletcher's hot sauce, and it's been really hard to find for like 6 months. And we both got it. We both found a bottle. So like in both of our stockings were like bottles of Fletcher's hot sauce from the other person. So that was kind of funny. And I think I got her a candle and a couple other small things. And then my parents got me I got these weird gloves. My dad got them as just like a gag gift. He bought me these gloves that like just cover like 2 fingers, but they have like lights on them. And it's for like doing work in the dark.
Which 2 fingers?
It's like your thumb and your index finger. Like you just like wear it over. Like it makes it look like they're out to show like they're like the wackiest looking things. But like I just want to wear them like for fun, like just like to annoy people. Just like wear them out like in places where I shouldn't be, and then like
that's weird. I can't picture you doing that.
And then like just like without people asking me like, oh, you need a little light, and then just like click them on. Like
what?
Says the man who erased tallies off of off a board just to prove a point.
Hey, they thought it was funny. I was their favorite patient.
Was he trying to prove a point? I don't think he was trying to prove a point. I think he was
No.
trying to silence the truth, Will.
I was just
Oh yeah, actually, that is
just being a silly goose. That's all it was.
Stop
I was just
it.
being a silly goose.
Please stop. I don't want to hear about Landon's silly goose.
Hey, you guys brought it up. I was. They were sad. Tears were wept when I left physical therapy. When I graduated top class.
Tears of joy. They're like, we never have to see him again.
No, I got a Christmas card from them. I believe it was a Christmas card.
Stay
I was
away.
Invited to I was invited to their Santa party, which I did not attend. I can't remember why I didn't go, which probably made them sad.
You didn't see physical therapist Santa?
I did not. And then I watched It's a Wonderful Life on Christmas Eve, which was always a classic.
That is a classic.
Which I started, so like we go on Amazon Prime and I just clicked like It's a Wonderful Life and it starts and like within a few minutes I'm having like it's been a few years since I've seen the movie and I'm like it's in color and I'm watching I'm like this movie was not in color. I'm like this looks wrong. Like this looks like really wrong. And I'm like, oh, they did like a restored version or something where they like colorized it. And I stopped and I looked at Aubrey and I'm like, I don't think I can watch this version of the movie. And she's like, what? And I'm like, I don't think I can do this. Like, so we like.
And then you started crying, and then she got like really confused, and then you were like,
Uncle
"No,
Billy!
you don't understand."
Where's the money, Uncle Billy? Mr. Potter! Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter! Merry Christmas! Pottersville! Merry! So we found the black and white version. Everything was fine.
Oh, okay.
The color version was horrifying though. Like it was like Uncanny Valley, like because it doesn't look quite right. Like I would maybe watch it now that I'd rewatched it in black and white, but like it'd been too long since I'd seen the original where I'm like, I'm gonna have like it was just not gonna work for my brain.
Yeah.
Like
I think I always prefer to go with the original for everything. So original, if it's black and white or color, I always remastered. I always prefer to go black and white. Then the aspect ratio I think is also really important too, where I try to go, if there's an option for the original aspect ratio, I also go for that.
So for Justice League, what's your preferred cut then? I mean,
stop.
Jeez, dude. His new movie's out, Rebel Moon Part 1, which I've heard is like the most derivative, like rip-off bull crap like I've ever seen.
Really? All I've heard is that it's not good.
Well,
that's
it's a Zack Snyder film, so
yeah.
I had such high hopes too.
I know.
Really? I think
Watchmen was okay.
I don't understand. Did Zack Snyder do Man of Steel?
Yes.
I liked Man of Steel.
Why?
I thought it was fine.
It's bad.
From what I remember, it just like it had some good moments. It had some
when I think
not
of good
great
movies,
moments.
when I think of good movies, I don't have to say it had some good moments. That's not like when I want to describe like a good movie.
That's what I said. That's why I said it's fine. I didn't say it was good. It was fine. Like I generally I liked it. You know.
It might have been the high point in the DC extended universe,
that's unfortunate. Hey, no, I liked Wonder Woman, the original Wonder Woman.
Yeah, it was okay.
I liked that one. That was okay.
Yeah.
There was another one I liked too.
What?
I think the first Shazam.
I liked Shazam.
I never watched Shazam.
The first Shazam, I never saw the second one because I heard it was really bad. I like the first one. You know, it's really funny we're talking about the DC extended universe and Michael's not even here.
We're talking about it because he's not here.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't let us talk about DC stuff.
Gotcha.
Because we're fair critics.
I'm actually really far behind on a lot of comic book stuff.
Universes?
Yeah.
Marvel Universe?
I didn't
Universe.
I'm not as far back on Marvel as I actually thought I was. I'm still mostly caught up.
I haven't seen the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I haven't seen the last like 2 or 3 Marvel shows or seasons of Marvel shows. I guess.
I think all the main stuff I missed. I haven't seen the Eternals, which I'm waiting to get like really really high and watch that. I think. And I haven't seen Loki. I haven't seen Loki season 2, and I think that's like I didn't see the Miss Marvel show, but like I think for like most of the main core stuff, I think I'm like pretty much Loki season 2 and the Eternals is the only stuff I haven't seen. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
this isn't Marvel, but did you ever see what is it, Aquaman?
No.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Those. I do not like Jason Momoa. I think he's a horrible actor. I'm sure he's a fine individual. Maybe not though. I don't know. But
you don't know.
Like
so.
his acting is not great. I have not seen anything with him where I was like, wow, he really did. Like his Game of Thrones character was passable because he like doesn't talk.
He like doesn't talk, and he's in like one season basically.
I thought he was good in Dune. Like, you can say whatever you want about Dune.
He sucked in Dune. Dude, he sucked. I forgot he was even in that movie.
What are you talking about?
Gosh. Oh.
Isn't he not in it very much?
So
Is he Duncan Idaho?
Are you like serious, or are you just joshing?
he's not in it that much, is he?
No, yeah, he's Duncan Idaho. He's
I don't
in it
think
for
he's
about.
in the movie very much though.
He's not.
right?
No.
He's not like in it a ton, but I thought he was good for what he was, like what he was in it.
I thought he was fine as Duncan Idaho.
Yeah,
But I'm also
like,
not a huge Jason Momoa fan.
Yeah. No thanks. No thank you.
all right.
I'm good. I'm good. I need to rewatch Dune though, because Dune Part 2 is going to come out soon.
Why would you rewatch something you don't like?
Maybe give it another shot. Perhaps give it a second chance.
I think everything you
Doesn't
give
everybody deserve a second chance?
I don't think you've. What's something you've changed your mind on, like when it comes to movies or games or TV shows?
Let me think. Let me ponder. I came around to In Bruges. I didn't really like it. Actually, I've only seen it once. But the
Fargo?
more I thought about it, Fargo. I came around. I didn't really like it. I was too young when I watched it the first time. I didn't get it, which just means I was a better person when I first watched it.
I don't think that's true. I think part of appreciating Fargo is being a good person. Is
I know, but like
I think
watched
more.
it the first time. I was like,
Yeah, he was like, "Oh,
I
this
watched
is
it the first time, I was
horrifying,"
like-
and
and then like I watched it the second time. I'm like, man, this is really funny.
yeah.
Like so, the new season of Fargo's out also. It's a
I
random.
have John Hammett.
Yeah, I'm so stoked. And Steve from Stranger Things. So
is he a
probably
cop?
check that out. I think he might be.
Nice.
Yeah. John Hamm's like the sheriff. Like
Yeah, that checks out.
John Hamm's so good. I don't know. Most things I keep my opinion.
Fairly straightforward.
Yeah. Which I think my main thing from Doom was I just thought it was kind of boring and kind of like by the numbers. But
I still think you should read the book.
yeah,
I
probably should
think
read
it's a hard, like the by the numbers thing is really, really difficult to like. I totally understand it, but the hard thing about that is that Dune was before Dune made the numbers.
Dune was the numbers.
It is.
Like-
I would say it is very foundational in sci-fi. So like, it is kind of, I would
The
say,
original.
precursor to many important like sci-fi movies and books and tropes and stuff. So like, I get what Will is saying.
Yeah, I should read the book. It's just a big read.
It's
don't read a
actually
whole
pretty
lot.
quick. It's actually not
is
that the size of the book looks kind of daunting, but like the fat book I have, which is like 400 or 500 pages, the print is like pretty big, and I found the book like once I got past maybe the first chapter or something, once like all the nonsense words that you're reading start making sense, I found it very captivating and hard to put down. But the first chapter in particular is really confusing because you're getting thrown all these terms that you do not understand, and like it's kind of a very complicated setup. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as much as I like the movie, the characters in the book are way better. The movie had a hard task of kind of doing like it's almost like a SparkNotes version of the plot, and I think it succeeds in a lot of ways. I think some characters are way better in the book. Like Leto is way better in the book.
That's Oscar Isaac's character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
I think Leah Kynes is way better in the book. And I think from like Paul has done pretty well. Paul and Jessica are both done pretty well, but I think there is a bit more to Jessica's character in the book from what I remember. Yeah, but pretty much like every character is kind of expanded on.
Yeah. It seemed like something where like if I had read the book, I would have like just liked it a lot more.
Yeah.
It seems like something that like I don't know, maybe it should have been like a season of a TV show for like
Yeah.
that first movie.
And I'm biased because I really like the book, and going into it, I could apply a bunch of book knowledge, so I know how. Like I know the reasons why, like the unspoken reasons, and I'm applying things I know from the book to the movie.
I like
So
the
maybe
visuals.
that's not always.
I like the visuals.
Yeah,
So
I mean the movie's shot really well.
Yeah. I like the director. Like I love the director.
Director and the cinematographer are both
Yeah.
brilliant. Same person who did the Batman.
Okay.
Did Dune. For cinematography, then director, obviously Blade Runner 2049.
Enemy, Prisoners.
Enemy, Prisoners. Yep.
I think he did one more.
I still need to watch Prisoners. I haven't seen Prisoners.
Prisoners really good. And Blade Runner 2049 is amazing.
I need to watch it. I haven't seen the original Blade Runner. I would have
Uh,
watched 2049 by now if I haven't seen the original Blade Runner.
I don't like the original Blade Runner.
I'm surprised you didn't watch it, Will, after playing Cyberpunk. That it didn't
Oh man,
get you
I
into it.
I
or
really
something.
want to. It's one of those things where I've told my dad like, yeah, we should watch this, and we never get around to it. And so what's
Just
keeping me
power
from watching it?
power through the first one. I think it.
Well, even the first one we want to watch. Like I told my dad I want to watch it with him, but it's just it always gets pushed back because there's always so much stuff I want to like. I want to see Oppenheimer with him. I want to see all these different things with him. And
I
so-
think 2049 though is like it's one of my favorite sci-fi movies probably.
So. What's your like top 3 sci-fi movies?
That's tough because I love like good sci. Like I love
Star Trek Into Darkness.
No, stop. If I had to say, probably Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, and then I really like the movie Moon with Sam Rockwell. but that's sci-fi. And then but I mean, Aliens.
Are we
really
talking
good.
about sci-fi horror? Like, is that allowed?
That's allowed.
Yeah.
Aliens got to be in there.
The Thing probably would count as sci-fi horror, right?
The Thing counts as sci-fi horror. I mean, right?
I don't know if that's.
Yeah. I don't know if that really
Sci-fi.
does.
I don't know if
You're on planet. You're on planet. I don't think everything's on Earth. I don't know if I'd count that as. I guess Arrival. Everything's on Earth though too.
Yeah, but
That's clearly sci-fi. Like,
It's a hard, like, I've always found that actually
sci-fi, I think
The
of
horror-
taking place like also in a different time with different technology, or one of those. And the
Yeah,
Thing
that's
doesn't
fair.
do that. The Thing is like it takes
Yeah.
place in the 80s, and it's just there happens to be this kind of
horrifying
entity
Yeah.
thing. Like
Well, I
I can
just
see
thought,
arguments
like,
for it for being sci-fi horror, but
The
I
Thing
think of
is
it
just
more
the
as
closest.
just straight horror.
Yeah, The Thing is just really, really close to like an Alien or something like that. And so when you have, I guess I was drawing comparisons to Alien, that even Alien takes place off planet, and there's like way more sci-fi. Like, there's way more of a sci-fi setting. It's just the general concept is the same, that you have something horrifying hunting you, pretty much. And it's this cat and mouse game. And even though that happens with a lot of other, like, I think The Thing might be closer to Alien than it is any other horror movie. It was what I'm trying to say.
I'm not gonna.
I also haven't seen the Thing in a long time, if I'm going to be honest.
So good.
It's been a while. So
It's so good. It's one of my favorite movies. Period.
I'm having trouble thinking of a third, but like I would say Alien and Galaxy Quest.
I need to watch Galaxy Quest.
I'm trying to think if there is.
I like.
I mean, I like Star Wars. Like I would say maybe like Episode 5 or something.
I don't even really. I guess that is textbook sci-fi. It just doesn't like feel. I like more grounded sci. I guess not grounded, but like I like grittier sci-fi than Star Wars. Like some of Star Wars is gritty. The original. I like the grittier. Like the tech and like Alien. I think is way like Blade Runner 24. Like everything's like grittier and like grimier.
like more on the quote steampunk end quote end.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Or just like Alien, everything's dark. Like they're in this advanced spaceship, but like it looks like what it would. You know what I mean? It's not like stylized. It looks like it's like this is very practical. Like this is like probably what we would make as people because like we want to make money. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like isn't it like a mining
It's
ship or something?
utilitarian.
Like, yes, yeah, I like that look. Like I find that like really cool. Like and just the fact that Alien, they're like literally these like scrappers, right? Aren't they a scrapper like unit or something? Like I don't know. I love sci-fi though.
It's great.
And Blade Runner 2049 just like the themes of that movie are like really good.
I think sci-fi is maybe it's a top 3 genre for me, right? I think fantasy, sci-fi, horror, top 3 like genres easily
Yeah.
for me. I mean, I know comedies and dramas and like romantic, like whatever blend of those you want, like are pretty powerful. But I think it's hard to like even compare those because sci-fi it can also be or like comedy, drama, and romantic, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's almost like the genre is almost how we categorize things is a little, I don't know, not right, if that makes
Yeah,
sense. Because sci-fi is only categorized by what's surrounding it rather than what the content is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, you like The Fifth Element, right, Will?
Oh, I love The Fifth Element. Yeah, it's a really fun movie.
I haven't seen that one.
Chris Tucker's so funny in that movie. Have you've seen it, Dave? Right?
Mm-hmm. I've seen it once.
Yeah. You should watch it again. It's funny.
Oh, another good Annihilation. It's good sci-fi and
Is that with Natalie Portman?
yes.
Oscar Isaac?
Yeah, Ex Machina is also a good sci-fi movie. I would consider that sci-fi.
Gosh, I haven't watched as much sci-fi as I thought I have.
Ex Machina is Ex Machina is so good. And Annihilation, like they're the same director. There's a scene in Annihilation, like 'cause that movie is sci-fi horror. I was like I was like probably the most disturbed / like there's like a scene towards the end of the movie that was like fairly long, and like when you realize what is happening in the scene, it is so disturbing and horrifying. It's like probably like maybe a top 5 like disturbed moment I've ever like experienced. Like literally my like I was getting like goosebumps. I was like so freaked out like what was happening on the screen. Like yeah, you should watch if you haven't seen Annihilation, you should really watch it. Like and Ex Machina, they're both like amazing.
Yeah, I remember liking Ex Machina. I'll have to watch Annihilation. Another one I thought of was The Matrix.
Oh, Matrix is really good.
I do like The Matrix.
I'm trying to think of other ones like that you could kind of call sci-fi.
I mean, like basically time travel stuff. Maybe there's a lot of time travel movies.
I mean, could you sneak like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?
That's on the Forbes top 50 of all time sci-fi movies.
movie.
So I guess
that would probably be my number.
But so
one
is
if
Back
we
to the
keep- like, that's
Future.
such a-
So
yeah.
I mean, like Back to the Future. I guess based off of what I said, I guess that could be classified as a
That
sci-fi.
is, yeah.
But I don't really think of it as sci-fi. But
Like Like I think of
I
like
could
Eternal
understand
Sunshine. That's a drama. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That's a drama, right? Like
But it's very. I mean, it has elements of things that are not real.
yeah, that's one of my favorite movies. Also,
Does that mean
It's probably top 5 for me.
2006's Adam Sandler's Click is
Stop. We're going down the rabbit hole of like
sci-fi?
when you see like the alignment charts of like true chaos or true like the D&D alignment charts. Like I've seen those for like how you categorize like genres, like anything can be sci-fi or like something specific. Like there's people that are more uptight. We're heading into the direction of like any sort of supernatural element or any sort of like
Is the B movie super? Is the B movie
sci-fi,
sci-fi?
because a bee can talk, like we're slowly approaching that point. Maybe faster than I would like. I was looking up
Lightyear.
Lightyear. Lightyear is a sci-fi movie.
I never watched.
Is
that.
Inception a sci-fi movie?
I think
yeah,
it's a thriller. I mean, I guess it's a sci-fi thriller.
Mad Max Fury Road, sci-fi.
No, that's not sci-fi. It's like dystopian.
I'm looking at Rotten Tomatoes.
Have either of you seen
150
Arrival
sci-fi.
though? Arrival.
Yes, I've seen Arrival.
I have not.
Arrival is a great movie.
I like Arrival.
I'm so behind on things I need to watch. It's not even.
I watched that in theaters. I think with Ben. I'm pretty sure.
Arrival's like a really different kind of alien sci-fi movie too than
Yeah.
I would say most. So like, don't go in expecting like Independence Day or
No.
Alien or something. It's
No.
it's more similar, I would say, to something like what's the Steven Spielberg movie?
Contact.
No, the
With Matthew McConaughey.
why can't I think with the
E.T.
no, it's I forgot what it's called. I'm so mad.
Super 8.
No, it's the
No, that's J.J. Abrams, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Just
Close Encounters of the Third
No.
Kind,
Oh yeah.
which is also a
Close
very
Encounters
good.
is good.
That's also a very
Oh,
good.
yeah,
I haven't seen
sci-fi
that one.
movie.
I haven't seen that one.
If you liked
Okay.
Arrival, I think you probably like Close Encounters.
I think 2001: A Space Odyssey is a really, really, really good sci-fi movie.
I haven't seen that one.
Dave, you don't like 2001: A Space Odyssey. It makes me sad.
I need to see it again because the last time I saw it was like 15 years ago. So, and you can grow a lot in 15
Then you'll
years.
you'll like it more.
Probably. Yeah.
You'll like it more. I think if I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey when I was in high school, or even like the first couple years when I was in college, I would not have liked it. Just based on how slow paced it can be. Like the first 30 minutes, I think, are just like it tells a story, but there's no words spoken in the first maybe 45 minutes.
Wait, really?
A lot of
Yeah,
Tchaikovsky.
no
right?
words at all.
Bum 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 bum.
Yeah.
Oh no,
there's
is
a
that Tchaikovsky?
It might be.
Maybe it's
I don't
not.
know.
It's Zafrustra or whatever it's called.
Oh, thus spoke Zarathustra.
Yeah.
Zarathustra. Yeah, that's it. You know the beginning of the Barbie movie when like
Yeah, that's
that's the spoof off of like the
Oh, okay.
you know how it was a 2-minute scene in the Barbie movie?
Is it? It's like
It's like 30
It's like a
minutes.
30-minute scene.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Jeez. Movies are so good. They can do so many different things. You said you watched a really good movie this last week, right?
Yes, I did. Oh yeah, I watched Ordinary People. It won the Oscar in either 1980 or 1981. It was Robert Redford's first movie as a director.
Oh, okay.
It was incredible.
I've never heard of this movie until you mentioned it, and it sounds like a Landon kind of movie.
I never heard of it until my dad was like, "Hey, I want to show you a movie." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure." And he just showed me that one. And I think he mentioned it before off of because I watched The Graduate a while ago, and he was talking about Dustin Hoffman, how he really liked Dustin Hoffman, and he also really liked Robert Redford, and we were talking about those two and just the different movies that they've had. Because they're still they've been in movies recently in the past, maybe not so as much the past 5 years, but the past 15 years, they've kind of winded down. And so he wanted to show me Robert Redford's first directional, or his directional debut.
Yeah.
And it was incredible.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend it.
Is it a Landon movie? Is it a Landon movie?
It's a Landon movie
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. I think there's no it's not like a dark humor movie though.
No, but is it sad?
It's very sad.
Yeah.
It's it'll be right up your alley. But
Yeah.
don't it's not like a sad dark humor that I know there's quite a bit that you like that where it has sadness and dark humor.
Yeah.
It's just sad. It's just sad.
I like that too. I like that too.
Like every single scene you can almost pick out of something like super depressing out of. It's pretty impressive. But it's so well done. It makes me want to watch more Robert Redford movies, both directing and acting. So I don't think he's in it acting wise. He might have a smaller part. But I think there's because do you know much about what it's about or
It's just about I just read the IMDb.
Yeah,
I could kind of probably decipher.
like the dad is what's his name? Donald Sutherland, is that?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, I think
Yeah. I can't remember who the son is, but he also kind of had a bit of roles after that. And I don't.
it's about like a
remember
grieving
who it was.
family, right?
A
Like,
grieving family just trying to like keep it together pretty much after
Yeah.
the death of one of their sons.
yeah,
It's really powerful, and it's a good look at how people kind of
yeah,
handle the worst
imagine.
imaginable thing, and what is it going to do to a family, especially if they either do or don't talk about it in certain scenarios.
Yeah.
I highly recommend. Yeah,
Did you stream it somewhere? Or did you have it perhaps on
HBO
DVD?
Max, or
Oh, H-
now it's Max.
Oh, I have a Max subscription. Perhaps we'll check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, sad movies are always good. You could watch Manchester by the Sea if you want another sad movie.
That's what the movie I was thinking of. I'm like, I want to watch that next, is Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah, there's a couple laughs in that movie, but there's not much that's funny.
I don't need a laugh. I need to cry.
Oh, you'll cry. The movie's horrifyingly sad.
Yeah,
I like a
I'm
good
up
sad
for it.
movie. I like sad.
Yeah, I'm up for it. I got a Oppenheimer on Blu-ray DVD for Christmas. Normally, I wouldn't like put that on a list of any kind, but I don't think it's going to be on a streaming service anytime soon. I think
Old Nolan.
because Nolan's kind of like holding on to it for dear life so much.
My theaters.
Yeah, my theaters, my like own it kind of stuff is what he's been saying. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'll bite the bullet or something like that. But I'm really looking forward to rewatching it.
Good movie.
I hope Robert Downey Jr. wins the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. I really hope he does.
Who would he be up against?
I don't know. Maybe Bradley Cooper might go for main.
What about the
For
Barbie
who?
guy?
Ken,
Ryan
Ryan Gosling. He
Wait,
might. He
Who would
might
Bradley
be-
Cooper be?
He's like a composer in
remember-
some movie, right? Is it called The
Oh,
Composer?
yeah.
Wouldn't that be
Or
lead
Maestro?
actor
No,
though?
it's
Or
called
is
Maestro. Right?
That's what I was saying. It might be lead actor.
okay. I'm trying to think of other supporting actors from movies.
Okay, here's Variety's official prediction. Looks like because there's Maestro is Bradley Cooper, and that's in leading. Actor in supporting role, there's like Robert De Niro, Robert Downey Jr., like Ryan Gosling from Barbie. I don't think he's gonna win. Like he might get a nomination.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things, and then
I looked more into that movie. You talked about that last week, right, Dave?
Yeah,
Poor
I
Things.
didn't know much about it,
Actually
and I
looks-
haven't seen it, but
It looks pretty funny. I want to see the one with Robert De Niro. I want to see that Scorsese movie, The Killers of the Flower Moon. But it's on like Apple TV. So
boo Apple TV.
I know. I wonder if I could rent it. I bet I could still rent it probably on Amazon Prime.
yeah,
right?
you can. I think you can rent it, but it costs quite a bit of money. I think.
Better than a subscription to Apple TV Plus. Like I was locked out of. They had a Peacock game for NFL. NFL, there's a Saturday game on Peacock exclusively.
Dude, I'm so
I
tired of streaming.
I just like I'm not gonna do this. Like
Well, you have to pay. You had to pay for
Yeah.
subscription. I want them to release the streaming numbers. See how many people watched it.
probably nobody. Like
Probably barely anybody.
those Chargers bills. Like it's stupid. Yeah.
Heard it was a good game too.
Yeah. Don't care though.
Yeah, don't care. We're going back to piracy.
The Hotkeys podcast does not condone piracy.
Yeah, we do not.
Please like, subscribe, and
Do
join
not
us on
pirate this
Patreon.
episode.
Actually, we do condone piracy, so
Wait, what? Oh, I
yeah,
forgot. My bad.
that's the show's official position is we condone piracy.
Official position. The viewpoints presented by.
Don't you
various hosts
remember
do not
last week's
necessarily
meeting?
I zoned out. My bad.
That weird. That's not surprising at all. I mean, that's really surprising.
What?
Landon,
Yeah.
was it called 3D Ultra Lionel Train Town?
Oh my god.
There's no way.
Let me look it up. Let me. What do you say? 3D
3D Ultra Lionel Train Town.
Ultra. Oh my god. This might be it. I would have to watch. No, I don't. Maybe. The problem is it's such a faint memory that like this looks right though.
It's a family puzzle game that takes place. There's a living room floor level. There's a
This might be it.
memory matching, pickup sticks, hangman, anagram, scramble jobs.
I would have to look up. I would have to look up like a.
Like a video of it.
I would have to watch a video of it to trigger like some memories. I start like tweaking out. Like, oh my god, my childhood. Thank you, Dave, for unlocking.
Well,
bunch of
we'll
memories.
find out if this is it or not. I mean, we
Yeah, on next episode.
very well
Teaser.
be wrong.
Teaser.
I want to help a boy out.
Thank you. Help me recover my past. I feel like I don't have a great memory, like of my child. Like I feel like I've forgotten a lot. You know what I mean? Like
Well, you need to stop repressing your memories. So
I think I've probably done that actually.
you've stopped repressing, or you've been repressing?
No, I think I've been repressing.
Well, stop it.
I don't know if it's that easy. Trying to be happy now. So happy.
Well, anything else you want us to talk about, Will?
I mean, I released a new video on my YouTube channel. I guess I could talk about that really quick before we take off. I released a video on Alan Wake 2. It is a full game critique. And it's an hour. It turned out to be an hour and 37 minutes, which was longer than I was expecting. I was kind of shooting for like an hour-ish, probably, like maybe a little less than that. When I first kind of was drafting up the ideas, and then I wrote a 20,000 word essay on the game. So
what was it about this game that like got you writing the most, or is it just that you're getting into your own and like you think that you're capable of writing this much about most games that you
so it was kind of a perfect storm, honestly. I when I was playing the game, I thought of criticisms that were kind of unique to what I played throughout the year and what I played throughout the past couple of years. So I don't think I can do that with every game. I think it just happened to be that was I got lucky in that my first, like, because I told myself, I'm like, Alan Wake 2 is going to be the first big video that I do on a big game where I'm going to just critique the whole thing. If you've watched, it's very clear that the channel that I run, its inspiration is a channel called Joseph Anderson. He makes like full game critiques, full game reviews, and he goes pretty in depth with them. And he's kind of been a big inspiration for how I would like to make my content.
He does do very good videos too.
Yes, he's very talented in the writing department, and I think that's what it carries a lot of his videos. As far like in my video, I think the actual writing could be better, but I think the criticisms that I was actually pretty proud of, because it's something, because in the video, I won't spoil the entire video, but it kind of became the perfect storm of, I've been playing a lot of horror games this year, and I've kind of finally got thinking of like, why do I like this horror game so much versus why do I not like other horror games as much? And that allowed me to craft a pretty thorough gameplay critique of Alan Wake 2 and where it succeeds and where it fails, because a lot of Alan Wake 2's reviews and how people talk about it, they talk about it like it's one of the best games of the year, one of the best horror games ever, that kind of stuff. And I've seen less of best horror games ever, just to clarify, but I've seen more of like, it's one of the best games of the year. It's incredibly unique, and I agree with all of those. It's just that I think people aren't talking about its faults because I think people like to exaggerate, right? If something's really good, something's really bad, there's no in between.
It's either the best thing ever or the worst thing ever.
Right, and it's easy to fall into that trap as like even a person who likes to like make official opinions and like quote and unquote and share them. Because like once you make a video, it's kind of like that's your opinion on it. It's out there. As somebody who likes to share them, it's easy to fall into that trap. But what I noticed about Alan Wake 2 is it does some things really well, but it also really struggles, especially with how the game plays. The biggest part of the video that is unique, I think, and is different than what I think everybody else is saying, is if you compare it to other survival horror games, it's like some gameplay systems fall flat on their face. Like if you take a game like any of the Resident Evils, even Dead Space, there's kind of two different horror game styles that Alan Wake tries to almost like skirt the line towards. Have either of you seen Karate Kid?
Yeah.
No.
The original Karate Kid? Mr. Miyagi has a famous quote that's like, stay on one side of the road, safe. Stay on one side of the road, other side of the road, safe. Go in the middle, squish like grape. Meaning that you either have to commit to one thing or commit to the other thing.
Or you squish like grape.
Or you squish like grape. And Alan Wake 2 squishes like grape because it's combat. It
Now say it like Mr. Miyagi.
No, dude, no.
Combat. I'll cut it out, I promise.
Come on, Will, don't you trust Dave?
I don't trust Dave, actually. I'm not getting canceled.
No, cancel culture is over, so.
It's over. We ended it.
We won.
Basically, it sets itself up in combat situations where it's supposed to play like a action focused combat game in some sections, and it focuses on like it forces combat interactions in a lot of ways. But its combat isn't good enough to force interactions like Resident Evil 4 or something like that.
Okay.
Resident Evil 4 is the actual example I use because Resident Evil 4 has like all these different mechanics like parrying, dodging, has different guns for different encounters, different types of enemies. But Alan Wake 2 is like many steps below that, to the combat level of something not as like even like Dead Space is genius, right? Because like I don't say this in the video, but Dead Space is genius because you're focusing on the enemy's limbs,
Yeah.
and every enemy type has different like appendages,
Yeah.
and that's where you get a lot of your variety and strategy is like what weapons are easiest against what enemy types, right? There's the little like babies that kind of float around and have the three things and they're freaky, and you have to
Yeah.
kill those differently, and they're ranged, right? You
Yep.
have to kill those differently than the ones that are just the regular what are they called, necromorphs, I think what they're called.
Yeah, I believe so.
So there's nothing in Alan Wake 2 that's like they have fast enemies, they have ranged enemies, they have close enemies, but you don't kill them any differently than you do.
You just shine the light
You
and
just
shoot.
shine the light and shoot.
I
And
didn't even like that in the first game. I'm only like one chapter, and I'm like, okay, so the shining the light mechanic is just aiming, though.
yeah,
Like
it is
that
aiming.
you just aim at them, and then you get to shoot them. Like,
And
so I'm like,
there's-
this is
there's-
just like,
Yeah, there's almost no strategy.
yeah,
And so it doesn't have like it tries to be have that kind of combat, but and it also tries to have puzzles, but it doesn't quite have good enough puzzles for it to feel rewarding, and it's super linear. So something if you ever played the original Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil has barbaric combat, right? It's like it's by modern standards, it's quote awful end quote. I don't mind it, but basically
Is
what
that
I
the
try
one
to
that
say about
has
Alan
like
Wake 2,
tank controls?
tank controls.
you can barely aim, right?
You can barely aim. You can only aim up or in the general direction your bolts would generally hit. But it's more about like your environment. Resident Evil is so good because it's my favorite horror game, and it's so good because of your the mansion you're in is one giant puzzle basically,
Yeah,
and you're running from room to room trying to get like different things, trying to put things back in their place, trying to grab an item and take it to another room, that kind of stuff.
yeah,
And that's the most entertaining part of the game. But Alan Wake 2 doesn't have that. It just has sporadic puzzles that you kind of are going in a linear succession.
hmm
But it doesn't have the good combat to. It's more like Resident Evil 4 in that way. But Resident Evil 4 has some pretty amazing combat, especially the remake. And so suddenly it's in a predicament where it's not quite as good in this way as Resident Evil 4, and it's not quite as good gameplay wise as the original Resident Evil, and it doesn't really have its own identity. It's like a weird combination of the two, and then you like jam in Alan Wake, the original Alan Wake's like light mechanics, and you like bundle it all together and just slap it on there. That's what it feels like, gameplay wise. Story wise, it's still pretty great. There's a lot of flaws that I go into, but I'll avoid for them for spoilers.
yeah.
But that was like my main gameplay critique, and it kind of came as a perfect storm of, oh, I played Resident Evil 4 this year, I played Dead Space, and I've been playing a lot of horror games for the past 2 years, and it just kind of stumbled upon like it just kind of, I don't know, came to me from the stuff I played, and that's kind of, I guess, what happens, I guess, when you're writing. I can't like explain it.
So is it more like an all style, no substance kind of?
Honestly, in some ways, yeah.
With the gameplay at least.
the
Like, is
gameplay
the
at
story
least,
pretty
yeah.
good, or is it?
The story has its ups and downs.
Oh, no.
So the actual story is the same way. The actual story, the presentation of that story is phenomenal.
Okay.
The directing and the style and the like the acting and how it's presented is really, really talented. But the actual story has a lot of good moments, but also some moments that are like, okay, this either doesn't make sense or it's too contrived to be any good. But anyway, I can talk about it for probably another
Did you
hour.
play the new game plus?
I did, yes. I played the new game plus on the hardest difficulty.
Dang.
Yeah.
That add much? Like, you get the real ending or whatever?
I did get the real ending. Yes.
Is it much different than the other?
It's a lot different, but it has.
I hate that. I almost hate that. Like, so, like, if you don't want to play the game again, like, you don't get to, like,
Yeah,
stupid.
it's a lot different. It's like the new ending's like only a minute and a half extra too, but it's just like that minute and a half changes a lot.
Oh my.
Yeah, and
That's almost infuriating. Is it infuriating or is it, like, better? Like,
it just rather than have it solves one problem, but it introduces another. without spoiling too much, it's like I
So is there gonna
I
be a
can't
third
say
one? Then
much.
there's probably gonna be.
Oh yeah, it's the like I mean there's DLC like that's coming.
I also heard the game like bombed. I heard it like sold terribly. I don't even think it charted in the top 20 like the month that came out.
It
Like,
didn't because it didn't chart in the top 20 physical
because there's no
copies
physical
because
game.
there's no physical.
Yeah.
So it's actually impossible to know how much it sold. The best you can do is look at active player counts, which aren't really a good indication either because active
Yeah.
player counts heavily skew towards multiplayer games.
Yeah. Remedy
Um,
games, they make their games for cheaper though. So
Yes, they make their games for cheaper, and this like it costs less, and there's a whole bunch of factors where it's easy to say it bombed because it didn't chart. It's no digital games really chart. Like digital only games don't chart, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I like as much. It's still one of my favorite games this year.
yeah.
It's still more creative, like playing Spider-Man 2 and playing Alan Wake 2. Like Alan Wake 2 is so much more of a creative sequel than Spider-Man 2 is.
Spider-Man 2 is pretty safe.
Exactly. That's actually I mention it in the video. I say I'm tired. It's in the at the very end. It's like I'm tired of cookie cutter sequels playing it safe, and I show Spider-Man 2 footage because
I like Spider-Man 2 so far.
yeah,
I'm almost done with it, I think.
I have a lot of gripes with Spider-Man 2. I genuinely liked it. It's just I felt like I've played the game already,
Yeah.
and there's nothing bad with that if you're looking for it. It's just something I appreciate about Alan Wake 2
Yeah.
is how original. Like I haven't played anything like it in a certain way, right? Tonally and like the story and the atmosphere, I really haven't played anything like it because it's the original game was more of a action game with some fun campy horror references and
Yeah.
vibes. The new one is more of like a full-blown horror game with those same plot points in some ways. Like the manuscript pages and the like the writing, like the future is becoming true based off the pages. That's some of that's in Alan Wake 2 as well.
Oh, okay.
And that is unique to Alan Wake, and it makes it a unique experience. And I can say that it's something new, and that's one of the reasons I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry for taking up so long to talk about it, but
I'll link the video.
Really enjoy it. Yeah, link the video.
Yeah.
Watch it if you're interested.
I'll watch it after I beat Alan Wake Control and Alan Wake 2.
And it's meant to be watched in parts, so I have like it broken up into like 20 to 30 minute sections. So
okay.
You can always stop it, come back to it later because some people get very daunted at the fact they see an hour and 37-minute video and they're like, oh, I'm not watching.
Oh, I watch stuff like that all the time. Like I watch like a lot of Red Letter Media videos, and they're like an hour. Like, and I'll just like watch them like for like 20 minutes in the morning, like while I'm having coffee, and then I'll just like stop
it
and
then
go.
Come back. Yeah, and it's kind of meant to. It's broken up into little parts. It's even time stamped for those that know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my video's out. I don't really know what to do with myself, so I've just been playing Witcher 3. So
make a Witcher 3 video. That wouldn't be that long at all.
It's funny you mentioned.
You could do videos on like single quest lines in that game.
The channel that I absolutely love is like Joseph Anderson. His Witcher 3 video that's supposed to come out 3 or 4 years ago is finally coming out by the end of the year, but it's probably going to be in January. Well, he said he's deleting his channel if he doesn't get it out in time. And he said it's basically done, so he won't delete it, but he's probably not going to make it to the end of December.
He's the George R.R. Martin of
basically
of YouTube essayists.
It's 11 hours long.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because he said this in the Witcher 2 video. He's doing the every quest treatment. So he's going over every single quest in The Witcher 3, every single possible outcome. He's talking about the books. I think he's probably going to talk about Cyberpunk a bit and like how it's evolved to the style.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be a massive video, and I can't watch it because I'm playing Witcher 3 on my own. So
that's crazy. Finish Witcher 3, then you can watch his video.
Yeah, I'm excited. I just got done with the very first part of. I just got done with the Bloody Baron quest, and I just got done with the Ladies of the Bog. And now I have to go to. I have the side quest for returning to the bog that I'm gonna wait for a little bit because it's like level 11 and I'm 7 because I'm playing on Death March and I'm a little lower level than everything else.
Man,
Death
I
March
told
is
you
actually
not to
pretty
play
fun.
on Death March.
It's actually pretty fun.
Oh yeah,
I'm enjoying
it is.
Oh, you
It
have
is.
to. You have to get the trophy.
Yeah.
Don't be like me. I messed up.
Yeah, I actually thought of you when I selected Death March. I'm not even joking. I'm like, for Landon.
Crazy thing is, like, you
Text.
probably won't even get the platinum, right? So,
Oh,
like,
no.
it's like,
It's just to spite you. I was gonna send a screenshot of me getting the trophy whenever I do and just tag you in it in Discord. But yeah, I just finished that and now I have to go see Triss. I also won't. I'll be a good boy and wait for Yennefer. Unlike some
no,
over here.
dude. You know, Dave said he waited for Yennefer. Like, he was banging Kiera Metz too. So, you know, he didn't wait for Yennefer. Isn't that right? You're trying to make Dave seem like he's some like wait for Yennefer type guy. He didn't wait. He just didn't go with Triss also.
Well, you have to choose either Triss or Yennefer.
Yeah, I have both. I mean, you can't have both. It's just I've heard it
And
has
you get the
very
bad
drastic
ending.
side effects. You get the bad ending.
Yeah, I like Triss in the games.
Have you played one or two?
She's
No, I
really
like Triss in
annoying in the
3.
first game.
Oh, I like Triss in the game then. Not the
I like Triss in the
games.
one game I played.
She's so
Yennefer's, like,
annoying
wait-
in the first Witcher game.
Well, but, like,
I
and
heard
then
she's better in the second.
Yennefer is like not around like for
Yeah.
a long time in the first game. Like you see her at the beginning, and then she's just gone for forever.
Is she not in
I don't
the
think
first
she's
game at
in
all?
the first
I
game
don't
at
think.
all.
Yeah, she's not in
I'm
the
talking
first
about
game
in the
at all.
beginning of the third game. Like she's in it like
Oh.
very briefly, then she's not in it for like 20 or 30 hours. Like,
I get
Yeah,
it
'cause
though.
you're trying to,
because
like,
without
Find her, right? And
without
Ciri.
the background, yeah, but without the background information, I can see how you have like an emotion, like not really an emotional connection to Yennefer.
well, I played a little bit of 2 also, which has I guess
Landon
I
had
played,
the
like,
emotional
4 or 5
connection to
with Triss.
the Triss screenshots from the second game, and
Oh,
so
Yeah, the Playboy photo shoot of Triss that was somehow was like a real thing. That was,
Isn't
like,
that nuts?
It's nuts.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
so that's why Landon chose Triss.
Oh, dude, the truth comes out.
I still think you
this-
should read the books.
This dude.
I guess
when I
both
got
of
the
you.
second, when I got the second game, I got it free through was it GOG?
Good old game.
I think. Yeah, and it came with like a file that had like all those pictures on it, and like I think I was like 16 at the time, and I was like, oh my god.
But you deleted all the pictures, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. I definitely couldn't find them very quickly. Actually,
No,
they might not be. Oh, they're probably not on this computer. They're probably on my old laptop.
I think you guys should read the books though. They're very easy to read, and I really enjoyed all of them.
Yeah.
I think you'd like them as much as you'd like Dune, Landon.
Oh, what?
Wow, that's saying a lot.
Do you start with which one do you start with? It's I think I have the first one.
The Last Wish.
I think I have that one.
Yep, read that one.
Cool. I'll do that.
No, you won't.
Dang it, I'm not getting better at lying. I'm trying really hard. I'll watch Dune again. I'll really like it. You believe me?
All
I
right.
don't
Anything
believe
else,
you.
Will?
At all. Nope. That's it.
All right, take us home.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. I'm your host today, Wil Dobratz.
Stop.
Hopefully we'll be back next week with a full.
Hopefully a full cast.
Hopefully, probably not though. At this point, I don't think we'll have the finals together ever again. So
Yeah. New podcast, new year, new cast.
new cast. If you want to audition to be part of the Hotkeys podcast, subscribe to our $200 a month Patreon tier, and then we can have an interview process. 10 steps, very brutal. We want a good resume.
No guarantees for anything though.
And no stock options for 10 years.
And I get final veto.
Yep, Dave gets final veto.
Well, on that note,
yeah.
thank you for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. You guys have a good New Year. We'll be
Yeah.
back New Year's.
Yeah, you have a fantastic new year. And a happy new year to you.
Happy New Year.
All right,
Be
goodbye.
safe. Make good choices.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Make
Goodbye,
good choices.
everybody. Thank you for listening. Farewell.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Make good
Bye.
choices like listening to the Hotkeys podcast.
And not drinking too much and driving.
Yes, that's a bad choice.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Hotkeys podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Castbox, YouTube, and other podcasting platforms. Visit our website, www.hotkeyspodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Hotkeys Podcast and join our Facebook group at facebook.com/HKHotkeys. Please like and review us and subscribe to the show on whichever platforms you use. Finally, you can contact us via email at hosts@hotkeyspodcast.com.